Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're doing something different, a little something special for you guys.
These conversations will help us grow and hopefully inspire someone else watching from
Boom.
wherever
How you feeling, bro? Talk to me.
it is, bro.
What's going on, man?
Come on, just trying to absorb some sun on the bottom.
Okay.
This LA weather can't get any better. Just flowing with joy right now, bro. How about you, bro?
I'm overflowing, bro. Like, I have so much going on. I feel like I can just feel something big is coming up. You know that feeling, that tingling sensation? I got that Spider-Man sensation right now that's like, yo, you better be ready. Other than that, just excited. Like, I think that's my new thing that I've been going through. It's just like, bro, I just have so much excitement for life. I think that's the way to go, no? What do you think?
For sure, bro. I mean, it's something that isn't talked about, but how often is like things come up in life that you never knew was gonna come? It could be small or big, and the shock value makes like you know that question everyone always asks where it's like what would happen if every human knew how everything that was gonna happen in their life, like mapped out,
Yeah,
you know?
it's not gonna
I
be
feel
as
like that'd be
fun.
super boring.
It
You
would
know what
be.
I mean?
Yeah.
The excitement value is something that we should all be chasing. We should all be excited to see what God puts
Come
in
on.
our path.
Come
You
on,
know,
Cam. Say it louder for the back.
bro. Yeah, I think that's the way to live right now. You know.
Yeah. No, I totally agree. I totally agree. That's the only way to go, man. Well, speaking of excitement, what is something that you look forward to today?
I'm looking forward to making another day eating clean, honestly.
Ooh. Break down. What's eating clean look like for Cam?
Man, eating clean right now to me is eating single ingredient foods. You know?
Ooh, okay. He's
Yeah,
locked in, y'all.
I always
Hey.
like to say, you want to eat things that your great 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 grandmother
Mm,
can can make out,
yeah.
can understand what that is.
I
So
kind of like that
yeah, in
concept.
a world of processed media, processed food,
Mm-hmm.
processed culture,
Mm-hmm.
stripping it down to the basics, I think is super dope to like get addicted to doing, you know? How about
That's
you, bro? Let me ask you that same question.
what do I look forward for? I have a cooking show after this. That's exciting. I look forward to that. I think for me, bro, anything that has to do with content is exciting for me right now. I'm in a season of just getting so much content. And yeah, we're going to get content. We're going to be mic'd up and we're going to be learning, like just goofy stuff. We're just documenting it. That's all.
Man, and I think with documenting it, bro, we were talking yesterday, I sent you the TikTok that I made, and I'm really trying to get into a season of consistent posting.
Yes.
And man, it's like so easy to put out content
Mm.
that when you get good at it, I could tell the quality is going to be amazing, you know?
Yeah. By the way, that TikTok, so good. So good. How did you feel after you made that first post? Of just like, damn, I'm putting my name out there and I'm putting my thoughts. Because name is something. Because you can just put a picture and that's something. There's no depth into this, you know? You added more information by speaking your mind. How did that feel, bro?
Honestly, bro, the initial feeling when I posted it was like a big burden off my back, like huge burden coming off my back.
Yeah.
Because no matter how well it does or how corny it might feel to me,
Yeah.
the thought knowing that I actually put it out, it's like checking off that box of that day. Like I'm putting in the work that is needed today if you want to have any creative field, you know what I
Brother,
mean?
that's so good. And the more consistent you get, the more you start posting, the more ideas flow.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you become
The more
unstoppable,
time you
bro.
spend editing your content,
Uh,
because when I recorded yesterday, bro, my initial thought was like, all right, I just want to upload it as quick as possible so I can stop watching this video I just made.
yeah.
So I did the most minimal editing and I just put the subtitles and that was it. But going forward, when I'm not what I'm recording as corny,
Yeah.
I'll spend more time editing it and making it look
Oh, get in your
sexy, you
bag.
know? So
Yes. And what I really liked about the concept is it's philosophy. It's deeper thoughts. right? It's not just, hey, the grass is green. You didn't say that. You went into details and then you put it into your perspective. And this is what you and I have in common. We love to think deeper. Anything that you want to bring up, a thought that you've been thinking of, new philosophy or an old philosophy that you go by. Here's my thought, okay? Most people treat the weekend like a mini vacation, Cam, which means the rest of their life feels like work. What if every day felt like the vacation and the weekend was just an extra?
Wow.
Here's another thing.
Powerful.
If your week feels like something you have to escape from, you're doing it wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Like I feel for you because I used to be like that. I used to drift. And I'm not saying I'm perfect, okay? But what I'm saying is I've shifted. And ever since I made that shift, Cam, bro, my life is so fulfilling. My life is so exciting. And it's just filled of abundance. What's your thoughts on that?
That's powerful, bro. And I think it's crazy how when Friday hits, like the week starts, like it's up, it's lit. But
Yeah.
then Monday comes and it's back to kind of dwelling. Let me ask you what you think some things are that cause people to look at life in that lens. In the culture lens, that Friday is where it's at and Mondays suck.
Are you asking me what's my perspective on why people do that or why they think that way?
Yeah. Why do people think that way?
I think it's more of they've gotten familiar. They've gotten used to it. Comfortable. We could take that into many levels. But to start off, it's just, okay, most people go to work. And then when they get off work, they're tired. And they just want to scroll on TikTok. You know, many people say drifting because they're not really intentional with the time that they do after work. I would get off work and I would scroll on TikTok for 2 hours or play video games. Next thing you know, it's 9 p.m. And then they have to go to bed and they have to do this all over again. To me, my thought process is like, what if I can reverse engineer this life that I want to have by taking control of my time or where it goes? I have routines before I start my day, before I start work. I have routines after work that it's not just scrolling on TikTok. I feel like most people don't have that clarity or that clear vision of what they want their week to look like, which ends up making people just react.
That's good, bro. That's so true, honestly. I feel like the basis, bro, of why people think this way, I think personally, has to do with the line of work they're in. I mean, when Friday night hits, what the culture says makes it so exciting
Yeah.
is that Saturday comes and there's no work. You sleep in, you enjoy the day. But then Monday comes, and after a weekend of Friday night, Saturday, and Sunday, Monday comes, what happens in the morning? You're back to work. You're back to that cubicle. You're back to doing what a lot of people don't like to do. People who have that luxury, I feel like, are the people who most enjoy Mondays. Why? Because they're doing what they love. When Monday comes, it's another day of doing what they love. But at the same time, we have to realize if you want to start your own business,
Yeah.
there is no weekend.
There's no weekend.
Your business is 365.
Yes.
You know, part of business, you love it enough to where Saturday morning comes and you're working as much as you're working on Monday. Same thing. But there's fulfillment in that versus doing what you don't like to do, making someone else rich. So I think it really stems down to what you do for a living. If you hate what you do for a living, Mondays will always suck. Let's be real.
Okay, that's a very challenging perspective. I love that. I mean, going back to what you said earlier, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then boom, they're back to Monday. Because they didn't take control of their time, Cam, it flies by. When you take control of your time and you intentionally say, I'm doing this, and this around this time, your weekend feels long. My days feel so long, Cam. Like after this, I have a cooking show. And after the cooking show, I have a worship event. Like it's just long.
Yeah. And you know what's interesting, bro, is that you're going to have people who respond to what we're saying right now with, it's not all about chasing dreams. Like I need income. Like I need to make money. Like I can't just quit my job. 100%. All well. 100%. I like to call this planning your escape. If you have a shitty job from Monday to Friday, and what you do on the weekends is party and go out and forget about it, that's why you're losing. Your weekend should be filled with planning your escape from that 9 to 5, starting that business on the weekends if you don't have time to do it on the weekdays. You know? That's why I think a lot of people fail is just letting the weekends be an escape from the weekdays. That means they'll never escape the weekdays, you know?
Oh my god,
Come on,
bro, you
bro.
just got in your bag, and that's so real. Now, am I saying that everyone should quit their jobs? Absolutely not. I think what we're trying to say is find a way to do the things that you love, projects. Turn your passion into a business. You can still have a 9 to 5 and be able to do all of that, but that means you're gonna have to be very strategic with your time. And then at some point, when you get to that phase in life, now what you're saying comes to fruition because you're starting to see that this passion project, this thing that I love is so fun, and yet I'm over here working. Then you start to come up with ideas. You start getting conviction that, okay, maybe I should start planning my escape and go towards this route instead of just staying here forever. Do you see what I'm saying? So there's many ways to kind of view what life is all about. And from what I'm hearing from your perspective and then gathering my own perspective, it's like we just have to live a life that we're really enjoying. We can't be living a life that's just dreadful, like full of anxiety, full of depression, Cam. And sometimes we just have to reverse engineer. Where does all this come from? Is it from the job that I have? From the people that I hang out with? Is it from what I'm doing when I'm not working? Like, you see what I'm saying? We got to live a life that we love. Simple.
Yeah, bro, I feel like life is really this abundant thing where with all these elements in it that can either drain you or restore you and help you grow. And we can get deep on topics like you mentioned, the people you're with, the things you're doing, the addictions you have. These certain things can either bring you up out of anxiety and out of depression or drain you into this constant state of anxiety and constant state of depression and constant state of why me and the victim card and all this. Let's real quick talk about some of these things that you mentioned the people you hang out with, okay?
Okay.
What makes that so important? Why do you think the people you hang out with can literally define your happiness, your joy, your walk with God, your walk in life?
First of all, I want to acknowledge everything that you've said. That is so powerful. And it boils down to one thing. To me, when you just explained everything, happiness and life that's filled with joy versus anxiety and depression, it all comes down to one thing, Cam. Decision.
Woo.
And when we decide, going back to your thing now, to hang out with people that bring us up, that make us better, challenge our thinking, we become better. And then now we start to radiate that, and now we start challenging others. And now we start helping others. When you hang out with people that are bringing you down, taking away energy from you, then guess what? You're going to leave that setting sad, drained. If you hang out with people that drain you, Cam, you're not going to grow. It's like intentional dating, but with friends too. You know what I mean? Like, you don't want to hang out with friends that you're not compatible with. But people choose to. I don't know why. I think it's, what do you think that, why do you think that is?
People get addicted to the habits they create with other people. If every Saturday night you got a squad of friends who go out and get hammered, whether that's good or bad in your mind, you chase that feeling. I heard someone once say, if you really want to test how true your friendship is with someone, go sober with them for like a month and keep hanging out as you do. See if the same people you hang out with while you're sober are just as captivating and just as exciting and fun to be around as when you're blitzed with them. I think that's so true,
Oh, so good.
Everyone's a vibe, everyone's fun. Everyone is the most compelling individual in the world when you're drinking and when they're drinking. Okay? Because in a way, it brings something out of you that makes life exciting and makes you have more confidence and more speaking abilities,
Yeah.
And you talk about your dreams more and how you're going to execute and how you're going to make your first million and all this. But then when the hangover hits, a lot of those things you were saying aren't actually put into action. Don't come
Ooh. Now, question. When you said that, have you hung out with people and then they said, oh, I have these dreams and I'm going to do this? Like,
Brother,
yeah.
I was one of those people hanging out with myself.
Wow.
About the things I want to do, the actions I want, the
Yeah.
motion I want to create.
Yeah.
But then the next day hits, and first you're like, who was I even telling this to? I'm probably never gonna see that person again.
Yeah.
And two, I have no energy to even conquer the things I'm talking about because I'm gotta deal with a fucking hangover now.
Oh, okay. Two things. Two things. Do you know how they say drunk thoughts are real thoughts? So one, your drunk thoughts saying I'm gonna achieve A, B, C, those are real because you are now. That's what you're working towards. But then the second thing is you're absolutely right. You were drained because you were drunk, which left you with no energy, which you had no choice but not to do the things that you said you were doing.
Yeah.
So it's all decisions.
You and I already have, like, we know how we feel about alcohol, and
Yeah.
it's crazy how alcohol has become so normalized
Yeah.
for like every week occasion. To tie it back to what we were saying about how people can either make or break you,
Yeah.
you want to study your friends well.
Woo-hoo!
Yes, study their dreams. What do they want to get out of life?
Mm.
We've all heard the quote, what is it? You are the so many people you hang out with, right?
Yes.
I mean, it's so true, bro. If you tomorrow became friends with, let's say you had to cut out your whole circle, right?
Yeah.
And now your only circle was Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, Bill Gates. Let's say it's those three guys, the only people you can hang out with.
Yeah.
And you hit them up on Saturday and you're like, yo, bro, let's hit the club tonight.
Yeah.
They're gonna be like, fuck no.
Right.
I'm not doing that shit. We
Yeah.
don't do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you become what they are.
Yeah.
A mixture of them three, you know?
Absolutely. It's all about the influence. It boils down to alignment. Whoever's listening, to take away that you need to live a life that's aligned with your dreams, with your goals. Because a lot of people have many dreams and they have big goals, but they're living a life that's not going to take them there, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
They live in a vehicle that's not driving towards there.
Yeah.
They're saying they're trying to go to Arizona, but they're driving over to California. It's all decisions. And the moment we make this decision of hanging out with the right people to time blocks so you know where your time is going, when you spend your energy, and then now you start adding the bigger things like prioritization, strategy, content creation. Now we're going back to business here. We're both in a similar position with content creation, with building. What would you say some of the things that you're going through right now that we can discuss and help each other out?
I mean, bro,
Or personal branding.
I think everyone struggles with when it comes to branding yourself in a world where that's so important today, is dealing with like, will my peers accept this? How will my friends on Instagram and my family feel about this content I'm putting out, Remember, we live in a first person reality, so everything's about me, 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 me. Everyone thinks about me all the time. Everyone wakes up, all my friends wake up and think, I can't believe he put out that content yesterday. Like, we have to cut that mentality out. We have to realize that if someone sees a piece of content and let's say they think it's the wackest thing ever, they're going to forget about what they just watched probably 12 seconds after. Move on to the next thing in their mind, right?
Yeah.
So I think the biggest thing that I struggle with, which I'm trying to get,
Okay.
is learning to not care what anyone thinks about me, my content, my brand.
Oh, that's so good, man.
Yeah, how
And
about you?
I want to acknowledge that and thank you for being open. The biggest thing for me that got me through that is my bio on Instagram.
Let me hear it.
Jeremiah 17:7 and 8. This is what got me cut all the noise. And there's a way to apply this practically. There's ways to apply this more universal, translated. But since you and I are both man of God, I want to go with this. But blessed is the one who trusts in the Lord, whose confidence is in him. They will be like a tree planted by the water that sends out its roots by the stream. It does not fear when heat comes, when people judge you, when people try to look at your content and they say, what is this guy doing?
Woo.
Its leaves are always green. So you take hate as like, wow, this is just, I'm just so fruitful. I don't care what anyone says. And things are not showing when you're putting out so many content and you're like, man, when is the next one going to blow up? Or when is the one where I'm like, I finally got the perfect content, and it never fails to bear fruit. Because you're so rooted and you're so confident and trust in the Lord, you become this person that nothing stops you. Now, every content that you put out, bro, is like, oh, great, let's do it. Now, like nothing even comes through my mind when it comes to judgment or anything. Now, do I fall once in a while? Absolutely. I'm not perfect. But I think having this as my root, oh, bro, Because of that, bro, I was able to post 30 YouTube videos.
Woo!
Okay, like I said, I'm not perfect. Okay,
I'm so hyped up right now,
I'm
bro.
still learning. I was able to post reels that are like I've never done before, like more crafted reels. I was able to do podcasts after another. The domino effect, bro. You start getting momentum. That's my thought process on your. I don't want to say it's struggle. It's not a struggle. It's more of a mini wall that you're about to break down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And bro, can I just say something to encourage you too, bro?
Please.
I put out legit one piece of content, man, and my good friend Ember, he's one of the most talented producers I know, insane musician. He just hit me with a random text last night while I'm in bed after putting out the content. He called me. I was working on a track, so I told him I'd hit him back, and he said, "No worries, about to get on a flight." Was gonna say, been seeing the new vids you've been posting. Hella inspiring, bro. Keep them up. After one post, I got a good friend of mine to text me that it was inspiring, the videos I'm putting up. And it was just one post. But, it just shows that, like, people recognize this stuff, Because you know why? Because everyone wants to put out content. But most people aren't fearless enough to. So when they see other people putting it out, it's a big sign of, like, this guy's fearless. You know what I mean?
So good. So
Yeah.
good. It's challenging. It's not easy.
Challenging.
It's not for everyone. But at the same time, I want to challenge that. I think it's for everyone. I believe content creation is for everyone, and this is a tangent that we'll talk about the next episode. It's my thought process on personal branding and how we need to work on ourselves before we can start radiating content out in the world.
Yeah.
Because when you radiate content out in the world without having a solid core foundation, people can see that.
It says we only have a minute left. I just want to tell you what my
We have a
content-
minute left?
what it says up here. I
Oh,
thought I
that.
put,
If I only took away one thing from this conversation, what would it be?
man, be fearless. Be fearless in life. I think in anything. We talked about social media fearlessness. I think same thing with chasing your dreams and
Woo!
everything. Now you go. Quick, go ahead.
Be
Let me hear-
fearless. I like that. I want to say live a life that you desire. What is your dream life? And start living it. By living it, I mean start making decisions. Decisions that will lead you to that dream life.
Yeah.
Simple.
Yeah.
Watch how your life change. Hey, this is one episode, first of many.
Cheers, fam.
We're gonna keep cooking. Hey,
you, bro.
love you, bro.
Yeah.
That's my guy.